In the skies over Ukraine's cities, in the buildings struck nightly, on the front lines, where troops fight block by block in abandoned urban landscapes, the war grinds on. And this week, on the diplomatic front, the biggest push for a peace deal in years. First, talks between US and Ukrainian negotiators on an American plan. Then European leaders contributed their own version. The endgame is a proposal that Moscow will realistically consider.
Many people in Ukraine believe that Russia does not want peace. Russia wants Ukraine.
For now, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is willing to let negotiations play out.
We are at a critical moment, and we are working closely with the United States, with European partners, with many others to define steps that can end Russia's war against us.
For much of the last 4 years, the ground war has slogged on in the east of Ukraine, in the Donbass region bordering Russia. Advances are measured by the kilometer. This year, the Russian army has crept forward at great cost, but it keeps coming. The initial American-backed peace plan required Ukraine to withdraw from areas of Donbass it now controls and create a demilitarized zone recognized as Russian. Ukraine's ambassador to Australia, Vasyl Mironashenko, says that issue is just one of the challenges any deal faces.
We realize that Russians might end up controlling some parts of Ukraine as those that they currently control, but Ukraine cannot legally cede any territory, and it's a red line for Ukraine. It's impossible.
Under the U.S. plan, Ukraine's army would be shrunk by a third to 600,000 troops, and the country would have to enshrine in its constitution it will not join NATO. Back in Kyiv, the drone strikes go on.
Yuri, can you just could you just count to 10 for us?
Wait. There's an incoming drone. I'll stop the video. I'll go to between two walls. I think we're good.
Former government advisor Yuri Sak resumed our interview. He believes any attempt to limit the size of Ukraine's army is also a red line.
One thing Russia wants to achieve is to destroy Ukrainian statehood. And having an army and having a right to determine its size is actually one of the key attributes of any sovereign country.
For Volodymyr Zelensky, the challenges are many. Before any proposal is presented to the Kremlin, final terms will have to be secured in a meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and the Ukrainian leader.
He would like to come, but I think we should get a deal done first. And we won't know for a little while, but we're making progress.
But progress and an actual peace agreement are two very different things. Especially if, as Russia expert Matthew Sussex believes, Vladimir Putin has little interest in stopping the war.
I think that Putin's view has been that he could just keep going and just outlast the Europeans, outlast America, wait until Trump gets bored, and outlast the Ukrainians as well in terms of physical sheer manpower.
With his army slowly but relentlessly advancing, Putin faces no domestic pressure to make a peace deal.
Russians generally are either apathetic about the war or would ideally like for it to come to an end. They're certainly not going to get out on the streets and protest in large numbers.
I'm sure we're going to find out in the next several days. If Russians are serious about ending this war, they should negotiate in good faith and accept the proposal which will come to them eventually. And if they are not, we'll find out.
For Volodymyr Zelensky, the calculations are more complex. Hundreds of thousands of Ukrainian soldiers have been killed or wounded. Nearly 7 million people have fled the country. Funerals for the war dead are an everyday occurrence. Yuri Sak says Ukraine is desperate for peace, but not at any price.
Yes, we are very tired and exhausted and want to end this war. But no, we're not ready as Ukrainians because we're tired. We're not ready to allow our president to sign any agreement that would be unjust and that would essentially turn a peace agreement into an appeasement agreement.